It's a shame it's a bit too early to camp. It's 2:30 only. But definitely this is a nice place. Those are Rowans. Oh, Rowans. So glad to see them. Love them. Yeah, look at that majestic animal. No, don't go. Oh, so many here. 3 and at least 4, 5 more, 6, 7 on the other side. At least 7 or 8 more here. Look at them. Don't go. 9 plus 4 on the other side. 13. That's a big Rowan herd. I think Hwange is probably the best place to see these animals. But you don't get to see Rowans very often. I have to say that I'm enjoying this Hunter's Road. I thought it would be just driving on a iconic road, but I'm seeing animals, so it's not only the road, it's what you see around it. On both sides. Another long stretch of black soil. Long means kilometers. This is the northwestern limit of Hwange National Park. It gets till here. From here onwards, it's Matetse Safari Area. Well, you see there's nothing that separates both things. It's just a line on the map. But here you can do game drives, and there you can do game drives and hunt. That is Pandamatenga border post. Some weeks ago I was on the other side when I was in Zimbabwe, on the opposite side of the fence. This is a good spot to either start or finish if you don't want to do the whole thing. From Pandamatenga there is a good road that will take you to the 8-3, so you can start here or you can finish here. To the left is the road that will take you to the 8-3, and to the right, that is the border post. If you want to go to Zimbabwe, you have to take the road to the right, and if you take the road to the left, you continue with the second part of the Hunter's Road. I'm gonna drive for a while and look for a place to camp tonight. That's the end of the Hunter's Road on the Zimbabwean side. It ends right here at the fence of the border post, and it's so close, probably like 20 meters away. 2 Hunters Road next to each other. First part north of Pandamatenga is a good road. I have gone to the Hunters Road on the Zim side, which is right there, just to see if it's like this or better or worse. My memories were that it was worse, and yeah, absolutely. This one here in Botswana, at least at this point, is better than that one. That one looks like it's rarely used, and this one is used sometimes. On the right, at this point, Matetse Safari Area ends, and ahead there is a communal forest. And on the left side, the Botswana side, Kazuma Forest Reserve starts right here. The road has changed a little. It is black soil again. I talked to that guy. He is the guy who's watching fires from the tower from the other side of the border. He said is here for a month watching fires here. And I asked him, how is this place for animals? He said, well, the lions were here last night, and he showed me the footprints. Right here is where Kazuma Pan National Park starts, on the same side. This is a beautiful place. I think I'm gonna come here. In Kazuma National Park on the Zimbabwean side is Nziza waterhole, a beautiful waterhole with lots of animals, and it's some 500 meters to the right. And I see on the map that there's another waterhole on the Botswana side, and I think is that on the left, because I see many animals there. So this is where I'm going to camp tonight. Quite large group of reedbucks. Cooking dinner here. I couldn't find a better place. This is awesome. Awesome. Last night the lion was calling all night, almost until 2 o'clock. It sounded a bit far, probably on the Zimbabwean side, near the waterhole which is in Kazuma Pan National Park. It's not far from here, but it's on the other side of the border. However, before proceeding with the Hunters Road, I'm going to do a little game drive here and see if I can find something interesting. This looks like an elephant graveyard, and it seems like a predator took part of the leg to eat it quietly in the shade. There are elephant bones everywhere. All the water holes on the Botswana side are dry. Oh, sable. That's great. Beautiful sable. This is a mixed group of sesame and wildebeest. I'm on the Hunters Road again. I did a game drive this morning on the Kazuma Forest Reserve on the Botswana side, and it was interesting, but I couldn't find that lion. So let's go to Kazungula. You can clearly see here the posts that mark the border between both countries. Botswana on the left, Zimbabwe on the right, but just one pen. And the pen is beautiful on both sides. However, if you get closer to the borderline, you can see the Hunters Road on the Zimbabwean side, and it's obvious that the road on the Botswana side is much better. You can see clearly here the difference when the dry grass has been burned and when it's not. On the right side, it was burned a few weeks ago, and now fresh green grass is growing. All the left side is full of zebras, wildebeest, and sesame. Lots of them on the distance, and this small group of sesame here. On the left side, the Kazuma Forest Reserve ends here, and ahead is the Soloko Plains. don't need to tell you that the road is quite bad here. Again, all this part during the wet season could be hell, and a long hell. In moments like this is when I'm glad to have upgraded my suspension. This is by far the worst part of the Hunters Road, between Seloko Plains and Kazuma Pan National Park. It is long, it is slow, it is bumpy, and this is the dry season. When you look in front of you and you see this, you think, is this a road? Holy shit, this is bad. All these holes are made by elephants. That part is terrible. It's between 10 and 15 kilometers, probably like 12 to 13 kilometers. Really bad, really bad. Expect to spend there almost an hour because the driving is so slow and bumpy, full of holes, and even now that it's dry, some places still muddy. So terrible between Seloko Plains and Kazuma Pan National Park. The worst part of the Hunters Road so far. The portion of the Hunters Road that goes from Kasungula to Pandamatenga is the most popular because on the southern part all the wheel tracks were old, and here I see many fresh tracks. If you saw my video when I went to Kazuma Pan National Park, this is exactly the point where I joined the road coming from the north of Kazuma with the Hunters Road on the Zimbabwean side. That happens to be, at this point, the western limit of the Kazuma Pan National Park. That's a road that I took to come here, and on the right side is Kazuma National Park, on the left side is Matete Safari Area. And yes, this is the derelict signs that tells you that you shouldn't cross it, should not keep driving. This road on the left is the southeastern limit of the Kasane Forest Reserve. This is the last reserve on the Botswana side until we get to Kasungula. It seems like all the last part of this road is gonna be sand. It is not really difficult because it's not too deep, and as long as you keep momentum you should be fine. See, sandy here. Sandy all the way. The Zimbabwean side is hard-packed dirt road, and at the same time on the Botswana side is sandy. It's deep sand. It is surprising how much the terrain changes in just 20 meters because it is right there. The road is right there. And here you can see it. It's not the best sand, but it is sand. The dirt road joins a gravel road here, and you start seeing power lines, and it seems like the adventure is almost over. A little section of rocks, so we can enjoy all type of terrains. It's clear that these animals are used to people. Zebras, impalas, warthogs, all of them together. Left side is Senyati Safari Camp, where all the elephants are drinking from Senyati water hole. Both roads couldn't be closer. This is Botswana on the right, Zimbabwe, like 2 meters away. That's Elephant Valley Lodge. And this is the end. This concludes the full Hunters Road just north of Elephant Sands to Kazungula. So these are the final meters of this great road. So this is where you start. It is an awesome route. I really enjoyed it. All type of terrains, all type of landscapes. You get to see many animals on the road. You have the feeling of adventure, but not too much. You have the feeling of being remote, but not too much. So I think it's the right adventure if you're not one of those crazy guys that want the toughest adventures all the time. You will enjoy it. I didn't find it difficult. It's just a matter of driving on different terrains. And if you do it during the dry season, if you dare to do it during the wet season, some parts look pretty bad. So I did it in 1.5 days. I took it easily. I took many detours and turnoffs. I did game drives when it was possible, and I didn't rush. I like to enjoy the drive. You can do it faster, but I don't think you're going to enjoy it that much. There are many places for wild camping, and it's not difficult at all. Hope you guys liked it. It was fun. I liked it too, and it was one of those things that I wanted to do for a long time, and I'm glad I did it because it's really worth it.